Are you struggling to get your partner on the same page about your fertility journey? Maybe they don't understand why you're tracking every symptom, or they think you're overthinking things. Perhaps they're resistant to getting tested, or you feel like you're carrying the emotional weight of trying to conceive all by yourself. If you're nodding your head right now, you're definitely not alone. Communication breakdowns are one of the biggest challenges I see with couples in my Hope Fertility program, and they can actually impact your fertility in ways you might not realize. If you're new here, hi, I'm Dr. Marc Sklar, also known as the fertility expert. And for over 22 years, I've helped thousands of couples around the world navigate their fertility journeys and grow their families naturally, or with some support. And let me tell you something, the couples who succeed are the ones who learn to communicate effectively, and they work as a team. Today, I'm going to share exactly how to talk to your partner about your fertility issues in ways that bring you closer together instead of driving you apart. We're going to cover the 5 most important conversations that you need to have. Plus, I'll give you the exact scripts and strategies that I have begun to share with the couples in my Hope Fertility program. But before we dive in, I want to invite you to my free masterclass where I walk you through the proven 5-step system to transform your fertility and reignite your hope to get pregnant. This masterclass is packed with strategies that have helped thousands of women just like you, and it's completely free. I'm going to leave the link in the description below for you. Here's what I want you to understand. Fertility isn't just a woman's issue. 50% of all fertility challenges are male factor related, which means this journey requires both partners to be fully engaged. But here's the problem. Most couples have never learned how to communicate about something this emotionally charged and medically complex. I've seen couples who've been together for years suddenly find themselves in conflict because they're not aligned on the next steps. One partner wants to try naturally longer, while the other is pushing for IVF. One person is ready to make major lifestyle changes, while the other doesn't think it's even necessary. The good news is that when couples learn to communicate effectively about their fertility, not only do they get better results, but their relationship actually gets stronger. I've witnessed this in my Hope Fertility program. So let's talk about how to have these crucial conversations in a way that brings you together as a team. Number 1, the foundational conversation. This is the we're in this together discussion. The first conversation you need to have is establishing that this is a shared journey, not something one person is going through alone. Too often, I see women carrying the entire emotional and logistical burden of trying to conceive while their partner remains somewhat detached. In the Hope program, we teach couples to start with what I call the team declaration. This is where you both acknowledge that fertility is a couple's issue, regardless of where the medical challenges might lie. You're both committed to the process, and you're both going to be actively involved. Here's the exact script that I am giving to my members. I want us to approach this fertility journey as a team. That means we're both going to be involved in the process. We're both going to make lifestyle changes, and we're both going to support each other emotionally. This isn't just my responsibility, it's ours. Are you willing to commit to that with me? In my program, we work with both partners to establish clear roles and expectations. One of the members, Sarah, told me that after having this conversation, her husband finally understood why she was so stressed out about tracking everything. He started asking her about her cycle, joined her for doctor's appointments, and even helped with meal preparation. Their relationship completely transformed. The key is to have this conversation when you're both calm and not in the middle of a stressful moment. Choose a time when you can really focus on each other and lay this foundation properly. Number 2, the testing conversation. This is where I see the biggest resistance, especially from male partners. I can't tell you how many times I've heard, my husband doesn't want to get tested because he thinks he's just fine. Or he says he's already proven he's fertile because he got someone pregnant years ago. Here's what I tell all the couples in my program. Sperm quality can change dramatically over time. Stress, age, medication, diet, environmental toxins, all of these factors can impact sperm quality. Even if your partner was tested years ago or had children in the past, that doesn't mean that everything is still optimal now. I give my members this exact script for talking to their partners about testing. I know this might feel uncomfortable for you, but I need your help with something important. Since 50% of fertility issues are male factor related, I think it would be really valuable for us to get a complete picture of both of our fertility health related issues. It's not about blame. It's about having all the information we need to make the best decisions. Would you be willing to do a semen analysis so we can rule out any issues or address anything that might need attention? One of my HOPE program members, Jessica, used this approach with her husband who had been resistant for months. She said, I framed it as us being proactive and smart, not as him being the problem. Once he understood it was about getting a complete picture, he was actually eager to do the testing. And here's the thing. In many cases, we do find male factor issues that are completely treatable. I've seen men improve their sperm count, motility, morphology dramatically with the right supplements and the right lifestyle changes. But you can't address what you don't know about. If your partner is still resistant, you can also say, listen, this is important to me, to our future family. I'm not asking you to do anything that I'm not willing to do myself. I'm getting tested too. Can we please do this together? Number 3, the lifestyle conversation. Lifestyle changes are so much easier when both partners are on board. But more importantly, many lifestyle factors can affect fertility, like stress, sleep, diet, and exercise. They impact both partners' fertilities. In the HOPE program, we always work with both partners on lifestyle modifications because we know that couples who make changes together have much better success rates. When one person is trying to eat fertility-friendly foods while the other is bringing home fast food, it creates conflict and makes it harder to stick to the plan. Here's how I teach couples to approach this conversation. Hey, I've learned that certain lifestyle changes can really improve our chances of conceiving. Things like cleaning up our diet, managing stress better, and making sure we're both getting a good night's sleep. I know it might seem like a lot, but I think it could make a real difference for us. Would you be willing to try some of these changes with me? One of the members in my program, Rachel, told me that when she approached her husband this way, he was actually excited to be part of the solution. He said he had been feeling helpless and didn't know how to support her. Once she gave him concrete ways to help, he became her biggest cheerleader. The key is to focus on the positive outcomes, not on what you're giving up. Instead of saying, we need to stop eating pizza, let's try cooking some of these fertility-friendly meals together. I found some recipes that look really amazing. And remember, this is about creating a fertility-friendly environment for both of you. Men who improve their diet, exercise regularly, and manage stress will produce higher quality sperm. Women who do the same have better hormone balance and egg quality. Number 4, the emotional support conversation. The fertility journey is emotionally intense. And if you're not communicating well about your feelings, it can create distance in your relationship. I've seen couples who love each other deeply start to feel like strangers because they're not sharing what they're going through. In my program, we teach couples that it's normal to have different emotional responses to this journey. One partner might be more optimistic while the other is more worried. One might want to talk about it all the time while the other needs space to process the information. Neither approach is wrong. They're just different. Here's the conversation that I recommend you have. This fertility journey is bringing up a lot of emotions for both of us. And I want to make sure we're supporting each other well. I know we might handle stress differently, but I want us to be able to talk about what we're feeling. Can we agree to check in with each other regularly about how we're doing emotionally? I also teach couples to establish some ground rules for this exact emotional support. It's okay to have different feelings about the same situation. It's okay to ask for space when you need it. It's okay to ask for extra support when you also need it. We don't have to fix each other's emotions. We just need to listen and validate. One of my members, Anna, shared this beautiful insight. Once we started having these check-ins, I realized my husband was actually more worried than I was, but he'd been trying to be strong for me. When he finally opened up about his fears, we both felt so much closer. The goal isn't to always feel the same. It's to understand each other and support each other through whatever comes up and wherever each one of us are at. Number 5, the next steps conversation. This is often where couples really get stuck. One partner might be ready to move to assisted reproductive technologies while the other wants to keep trying naturally. Or one might be open to exploring holistic approaches while the other only trusts conventional medicine. In the HOPE program, we help couples work through these decisions together by focusing on shared values and goals rather than specific tactics. We help them identify what's most important to both of them and create a plan that honors both perspectives. Here's how I guide couples through through this conversation. I think it would be helpful for us to talk about where we want to go from here. Let's start by talking about what's most important to both of us on this journey. What are our shared goals? What are our individual concerns? And what timeline feels right for both of us? I also help couples create what I call a decision framework. This includes what they're willing to try first, how long they want to try each approach, and what would trigger them to move to the next step, what they definitely don't want to do, and how they'll make decisions if they disagree. One couple in my program, Maria and David, were completely stuck on whether to try IVF or work with me first. Using this framework, they decided to commit to 6 months of natural approaches with my program, and if they weren't pregnant by then, they would move to IVF. Having that plan in place reduced their stress tremendously and actually helped them conceive naturally within 4 months. And speaking of getting support, if you and your partner are ready to work together on optimizing your fertility, I'd love to help you take the next step. I offer personalized fertility assessments where my team and I analyze your unique situation, identify what might be blocking your fertility, and create a step-by-step plan that's tailored specifically to you as a couple. This is your opportunity to get expert guidance and see if the Hope Fertility Program is the right fit for you on your journey. You can book your assessment using the link in the description below. And here's a bonus tip for you, the ongoing communication plan. Here's something most couples don't realize. Having one big conversation about fertility isn't enough. You need to make communication ongoing. In the Hope program, we encourage couples to establish regular check-ins, maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, where they specifically talk about how they're feeling about their fertility journey. This prevents issues from building up and helps you stay connected. Here are some of the questions I give my members to guide them on these check-ins. How are you feeling about your fertility journey right now? What's been the hardest part for you lately? And what support do you need from me? Is there anything about our plan that you want to discuss or possibly even change? And what are you most hopeful about right now? These regular conversations help couples stay aligned and support each other better. Plus, when you're communicating regularly about the small things, it's so much easier to handle the big decisions when they actually do come up. So how about the what to do when communication breaks down? Even with the best intentions, sometimes communication does break down. Maybe you had a fight about treatment options, or one partner shut down after a negative pregnancy test. Here's what to do. First, take a break. It's okay to pause the conversation and come back to it when you're both calmer. Number 2, focus on understanding, not being right. The goal is to understand each other's perspectives, not to win an argument. And then use I statements instead of you never listen to me. Try I feel unheard when we talk about this. And lastly, consider professional help. Sometimes couples need support from a counselor who specializes in fertility issues. There's no shame in getting help. It shows you're committed to your relationship and to your journey. Remember, the couples who succeed in their fertility journey are the ones who learn to work together as a team. When you're communicating well, supporting each other, and aligned on your goals, you're creating the best possible foundation for conception. Your fertility journey doesn't have to create distance in your relationship. In fact, when approached with intention and good communication, it can actually bring you closer together and strengthen your bond as a couple. Remember, you're not just trying to get pregnant, you're preparing to become parents together. The communication skills you develop now will serve you well throughout pregnancy, childbirth, and actually when you're raising your children. If you found this helpful, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more fertility support. And don't forget to turn your notifications on so you never miss a new video from me. If you're ready to stop feeling stuck and start working together as a team on your fertility journey, I want to invite you to book a personalized fertility assessment with my team. We'll help you identify what's been blocking your fertility and create a clear step-by-step plan that brings you closer together while optimizing your chances for conception. This could actually be the conversation that changes everything for you. The link is in the description below. To keep learning about fertility and hear more success stories, make sure to check out these hope stories from other members of my program. You'll find the playlist with the link in the description. And if, like them, you want my help and want me as your fertility coach, remember to apply to qualify for the Hope Fertility Program using the link in the description below as well. Until the next video, stay fertile and remember, you're in this together.